Good morning, student. Welcome to the online classes of zoology. And I am Dr. Nisha Siroya, Assistant Professor in Zoology, SPC Government College, Ajmer. In our previous lecture, we were discussing about the small intestine. We have already discussed that there are three main parts of small intestine: duodenum, jejunum, and the ileum. And uh, in this lecture, I'm going to tell you about the histology of small intestine. There are main membranes, main layers present in the small intestine. First one is the serosa. Serosa is the outermost layer of the intestine, and it is a smooth membrane consisting of a thin layer of cells that secrete serous fluid and a thin layer of connective tissue. So, serosa is mainly responsible for secreting the serous fluid. Serous fluid is a lubricating fluid that reduces friction from the movement of the muscularis. It gives the lubrication. The muscularis is a region of muscle adjacent to the submucosa membrane, and it is responsible for the gut movement or peristalsis. In our previous lecture, I tell you I told you that peristalsis occurs because of two sets of muscles, some longitudinal muscles and some circular muscles. It is usually has two distinct layers of smooth muscles, circular and longitudinal. The submucosa is the layer of dense irregular connective tissue or loose connective tissue that supports the mucosa as well as joins the mucosa to the bulk of underlying smooth muscles. So this is the third layer. Submucosa is the third layer of connective tissues, and it is responsible for joining the mucosa to the smooth muscles. And fourth one is the mucosa. It is the innermost tissue layer of small intestine and is a mucous membrane that secretes digestive enzymes and hormones. From these layers, or we can say the cells of this layer, digestive enzymes and hormones are secreted. The intestinal villi are part of the mucosa. So these four layers are present in the small intestine. The three sections of the small intestine look similar to each other at a microscopic level. The three section means the duodenum, jejunum, and ileum. But there are some important differences. The jejunum and ileum do not have Brunner's gland in the submucosa, while the ileum has Peyer's patches in the mucosa, but the duodenum and jejunum do not. So, this is the main difference between these three parts of small intestine. Now, the Brunner's gland and Peyer's patches are present in uh, the small intestine. So, let me tell you, Brunner's glands, or this is called the duodenal glands, are compound tubular submucosal glands found in the duodenum. The main function of these glands is to produce a mucus rich alkaline secretion in which bicarbonate is also present in order to neutralize the acidic content of chyme that is introduced into the duodenum from the stomach. As the chyme enter into the small intestine through the duodenal sphincter. The chyme is uh, it contains the acidic medium. So in this part, it provides an alkaline condition for optimal intestinal enzyme activity. It activates the enzyme, thus enabling absorption to take place and lubricate the intestinal wall. So, this is the main function of Brunner's gland. Second is Peyer's patches. Peyer's patches are organized lymph nodules. They are aggregation of lymphoid tissue that are found in the lowest portion of the small intestine, which differentiate the ileum from the duodenum and jejunum. It is the main difference between three. The ileum has Peyer's patches and the rest of two are having not. Because the lumen of the gastrointestinal tract is exposed to external environment, much of it is populated with potentially pathogenic microorganisms. Peyer's patches function as the immune surveillance system of the intestinal lumen and facilitate the generation of the immune response within the mucosa. So, it's all about my today's lecture, and today we have discussed four main layers of small intestine and the glands present in the different part of the small intestine. So this is the anatomy of small intestine, and we will discuss about the digestion in the small intestine in our next lecture. Thank you.